Live from Liverpool, we don't need to talk about ghosts with Kevin Eustace.
And we are recording. Hooray! I think we're recording. Yes, we are recording. Huzzah!
Fancy new recorder.
This is on the fancy new recorder, yeah. I've just set it to dictaphone mode, which should make it a clearer recording, but I've got no idea. It may be worse. We never know.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. I don't know what it was on previously. I think it was on like a fixed thing.
Right.
So this, in essence, should, I don't know, you act like a dictaphone. Anyway, welcome to We Don't Need to Talk About Ghosts.
We do not need to talk about ghosts, so we will not be talking about ghosts.
We might be talking about... No, we won't be talking about ghosts. And as you can tell, we're not talking about ghosts. We talk about dictaphones, the weather. Speaking of the weather, it's a scorchio day today, Wednesday in England.
Scorchio.
It is, as the fast show would say. It's boiling. It's not. It's going to be even hotter tomorrow.
So.
Becca's up the charity game, haven't you? So today's been taken up mainly dealing with Becca's charity work.
I wouldn't say up the game. I've done this before.
And tomorrow you're going to do charity work, and Friday you're going to do charity work, aren't you?
Yes.
You're a little saint. A bloody lovely saint. We're struggling to get out of the car park at the minute because our pass, not our pass,
Fob.
our fob is bust.
It's garbage. We took it to Timson's. We think Timson's can fix everything, don't we?
Yeah.
We took it into them and they said they couldn't fix it, so now we're just stuck with a broken one, really.
You basically, at
Very
Timson's,
temperamental.
for those in America, you don't know whether you have Timson's over there, I doubt it. But Timson's is basically a key cutter place.
Yeah, but they also fix shoes.
They also fix shoes. They're like a hobblers. Is that a thing?
Cobblers.
That's it. Hobblers. Yeah. So there you go. What do you know?
Oh, have you still got the result on your phone of? Remember you and I did that inkblot test.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
That?
It was only like a BuzzFeed thing. It wasn't like a proper thing or anything. But we did this inkblot test, and the results were quite funny, weren't they?
Yeah. I'll find it for the way back.
Okay.
We're just on our way out to a park known as Sefton Park because it's sunny. We're going to go and have a little walk.
Why can't you find it now?
Because there'll be loads of silence while I'm searching through my phone, so I'd sooner have that silence walking around the park with you in the heat.
Well, you start trying to find it now, and because I've got stuff to say.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah.
This would be good.
Yeah. So we've got a minor update, and this actually works really well because it's not the main podcast, because it's the We Don't podcast, which means I can actually talk about this and you can't complain.
Oh, yeah.
Minor update on the Agatha Christie scandal.
Oh, from anyone who was
so anyone
listening
who
to the Halloween special.
The Halloween special was obviously the perfect time for me to tell everyone what happened. So a brief recap on what happened. We were sat in a cold, dark room alone, and I just didn't want to sit there in silence. I had nothing to say about ghosts, so started telling everyone about the huge news at the time, which was the Colleen Rooney and Rebecca Vardy scandal.
It was a scandal, wasn't it?
So basically, Colleen Rooney suspected someone of leaking stories about her to the Sun newspaper, who Liverpool have a very bad relationship with because the Sun is scum. So on her Instagram page, she started like deleting people from viewing it, putting a more and more select group of people who were allowed to view it as time went on, and they kept planting fake stories. Eventually she put it to one account, so only one account could see her Instagram account, and she planted several fake stories, and when they turned up in the Sun, she announced what she'd done and her plan and whose account it was, and it was ... Rebecca Vardy's account. So
who's Rebecca Vardy?
Rebecca Vardy is another footballer's wife, Jamie Vardy's wife. So
These are all England players, by the way.
Yeah.
Play
so
for the
Colleen
national
Rooney
team.
is Wayne Rooney's wife, and Rebecca Vardy is Jamie Vardy's wife. Rebecca Vardy kicked off and said, "I can't believe you've done this to me now. Why didn't you just ring me? I'm pregnant." That garnered very little sympathy in the Twitter sphere, didn't it? Everyone was like, "What do you mean you're pregnant? What's that got to do with it? Like, what's that got to do with the price of fish?" Yeah, so anyway, she said anyone could have had Instagram to that. I need to do some, what do they call it, forensic investigation into...
Yeah, she's basically being collared.
Into her own Instagram accounts. Anyway, she is now she's suing Colleen Rooney at the High Court for defamation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, isn't that fun?
No, I just realised you sent me a screenshot of your inkblot test.
Yeah.
But
yours?
mine wasn't sent.
What do you mean?
I didn't send you...
I know, but you kept yours, so you just need to screenshot it. So the one that I sent you and yours should be together because you screenshotted yours and I sent you my screenshot.
Did I?
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't sound like me.
where's
I'll be
mine?
honest.
Find mine first.
You sent me yours on WhatsApp.
Yeah, so it'll be in your photos, won't it?
No, because it deletes. Oh yeah, it is.
So if you find it in the photos, it should, in theory, be next to yours.
Yeah, I've got it. Okay, so basically it was a BuzzFeed Inkblot test.
Yeah. And what did it say? It was about your
Personality.
Yeah.
So we both done it. We both got different things. Becca's, when she done hers, she got enmity. Enmity.
Your personality is...
Enmity, and it says, you're extremely hard to please. Even though you can be picky and fussy, these characteristics also mean you're thoughtful and fastidious. Nobody gets the job done more methodically or thoroughly than you. You tend to be a perfectionist and always look for and include the little details. You don't enjoy criticism of any kind, even if it's constructive, because you put so much thought and effort in all that you do. It discourages you and makes you feel like your work's not appreciated. Though you have your times of being fussy and critical, you're also the most thorough and meticulous person out there. Bloody accurate,
So
isn't it?
I know I was going to... So what do you think of that?
I thought it was spot on because we obviously got together from working with each other.
Yeah.
And I know from when you worked where I now still work, in the arena, one of your pet peeves would be when... I mean, because you are your work ethic is amazing, like, and you will work tirelessly and like skip your lunch to get the job done and all this, carry on. And it'll be done brilliantly to a high standard. But because you do that day in, day out without fuss, it's never been really praised. And other people who may not do half the work you do, constantly having crap days in comparison, when they have a good day, people notice it and therefore would go, oh, well done, yeah, brilliant. Or sometimes, somebody might say, Becca, you've got something wrong there, and forgetting the other 99 things that you've done amazingly and without fuss, they'll pick it up on that, and when that happens, you lose your shit.
I don't lose my shit. But I think the thing about you don't take criticism on because of the thought and effort that you've put in to other things. I think I can see that being true between you and I. So, like, say for example, I don't know if I'm like doing dinner for something or prepping something, like if we're going somewhere and I'm taking food, which we often do, or things like this. Because I'll start thinking about that days before, and I'll write a list, and I'll go out and I get that, and I'll get like, look, and I will put in lots of thought and lots of effort into it. So on the day when you're like you in your back seat taking out comes in, and you're like, oh, well, why don't you do it? It's like, sod off, why don't you just like leave it? And I think that element is true. Yeah, when it's like, well, you went there 3 days ago, you went there in the shop, you went there, like, I don't need you throwing your tuppence in right now. So yeah, I'd say that's probably true.
So yeah, quite accurate.
What about yours? How accurate was yours? Was yours also on the nose?
You know what? I got this off. This was off one of our Facebook listeners, actually. I don't know whether it was Rin or Robin, but whoever it was. Thank you. I picked it up from you. So mine was a little bit on the nose as well, yeah. Because you can say how on the nose it is.
Okay.
I got Furor, F-U-R-O-R, or Furor.
Right.
Furor is what they call Hitler, so we definitely didn't get that.
Yeah, you didn't get that.
It says, with a short fuse and a hot temper, you're passionate. It's easy to get a rise out of you because you care about everything. However, with passion and care comes bravery and leadership. You won't want to stand on the sidelines. Instead, you're front and centre, ready to fight any battle. People trust in you because you say everything that's on your mind when they know when they've upset you, and you know exactly what you want and expect. While it's hard for others to manage their thoughts and feelings, you have no problems with confrontation, both with yourself and others. These characteristics make for a great manager with high emotional intelligence.
Okay.
What make you of that?
I think the bit of getting a rise out of you fast is true.
Very true, yeah.
You are quick to the rise.
I think I've got high emotional intelligence. And I am a manager, that's my profession.
And you are a good manager. In fact, you're a very good people manager, and I think you're aware of that as well.
Yeah.
You are good with people, like getting the best out of people.
I'm crap at the actual job, because I don't want to do any of it, but
no, the
I'm
people
good with
bit,
people.
you are like the people who I just be like, get rid of him, sod him, right, I've had enough of this. You're very patient with them, surprisingly, and you do get the most out of them, so that's good. And the bit about confrontation, I disagree with though, because you hate confrontation. You've got no time for confrontation. Yeah, I think yours is all right.
Yeah.
I think mine's on the nose.
Yeah, yours is on the nose. So, in other news, today is album release day. Woohoo! My new album, A Lightless Body, has hit digital stores everywhere. As we speak, it's currently sitting number 8 in the singer-songwriter charts on iTunes, which I'm absolutely chuffed about, ahead of the likes of Ed Sheeran, George Ezra, Paul Bloody Simon, Tracy Chapman, etc. It just went into the overall album charts at number 183. And the two albums behind me are both Adele's.
Ooh.
Yeah, 21 and 18. So there you go. So that's good news for me. If it is getting a lot of rave reviews, and I know that you guys, especially, a lot of you have already bought it. But if you're interested in purchasing this, apparently now hit top 10 in the iTunes songwriter category, top 10 album, then it's in the show notes on this podcast. Just go to it and click it, and you'll be able to go and listen. So yeah, that's good news, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You should buy it. You are a good songwriter, aren't you?
You know what I'm really happy about, and this is dead petty, is when the first album... Come on, you can go. When the first album came out 2 years ago, because I've had 2 EPs out since, but this is only my second album, really. And when the first one came out 2 years ago, it went to number 2 in the songwriter charts, and it was kept off the number 1 spot by Ed Sheeran's album, the one with his orange face on.
Nice.
And it stuck with me, that. And currently now, at number 8 in the songwriter charts, it's now 5 ahead of that same album.
Ooh.
So it took me 2 years to get ahead of the Ginger Troll, but I'm now happily ahead of the Ginger Troll. I'm not a Ed Sheeran fan, as you may be able to tell. Now, our first battle is to find a car park space, because obviously with it being sunny, the world and his wife has said, hey, why don't we go to Sefton Park?
I shall do. This will be fine.
Reverse parallel parking here by Bekah. I wish you could see it. It's a work of art.
Thanks. Not there yet, but nearly. Alright, well you can go behind me now, mate, can't you? So go on, over you go. You know when people unnecessarily sit there and wait?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like, listen,
just being
you
dickheads,
can do
aren't
this, you know. Okay, I'm not at the
You can
greatest-
pull in, just pull in.
I can't.
You can.
Okay, I can't.
Right. I would have.
I know, and you'd be wrong and you'd sat there doing a 33-point turn trying to get yourself back in.
Really? Well, I think you'll find you're wrong there, because I'm the one who's had to go to pick up food from the last 2 takeaways that we've had, and let me tell you, you cannot get parking in those places. And I have done 83-point turns.
See, I'm in now, so now I can tuck in. It wasn't... Yeah, exactly, you're doing a 33-point turn, but by going out and just coming back in again, I came in at a much better angle.
I think people come for the ghosts, but they stay for the car park chat.
Yeah.
Really. Okay, guys, so we just pulled up at the park, so we'll be recording part 2 of this on the way back home. So we'll catch you shortly.
Am I in? No.
Yes, you are in. Good parking all round.
I do actually need to go into a bit more.
And we are recording again.
Hello.
Hello, guys. We just had a lovely walk around the park. Oh, by the way, all those asking about my back is finally healed. Hooray! As you can tell, because we just went on a walk around the park. So yeah, thank you for all the concern everyone's shown. Got a lot of messages about it, which is very nice of you.
Yeah, that's very nice.
But yeah, it did heal. It healed. Today's the first proper day that I'm not really flinching over anything. So of course we had a shorter episode on the weekend because I was infirm. So this weekend we're going to make up with it with a big one. Hooray! Yes, we will. We will indeed. Anyway, guys, we need to also do a Patreon one for all the wonderful Patreon people. So we're going to go now. We're going to record the Patreon one. A little short, quick one for those guys. If you want to become...
Yeah, I don't know, you've taken a break while we go around the park. Just
Yeah,
to come
'cause-
back and say, we're done.
Yeah, well, it's seamless to
What a waste of
them.
time, you basically just said we're done before we came back.
I know, yeah, but I didn't...
What a waste of time.
All right. I didn't realise until I was coming back. Shit, we need to do a Patreon one as well.
Well, why don't we do the Patreon when we get home?
Have you got time for that?
Yeah.
What have you got time for it?
I've always got time for our Patreons.
Jesus wept. Well, then in that case, I've got all the time in the world.
Well, good. Say something interesting to the poor people who've been waiting for all the time.
But they haven't, though. This is in the world of podcast land. It's literally went by. Hello.
The world of podcast land. Just do something interesting.
Well, that's a challenge, isn't it? These aren't. Whoa. The don't episodes don't have to be interesting.
They do. They just don't have to be about ghosts. They still have to be interesting.
Well, I don't. That's a challenge, isn't it? It's just normally me and you shooting the breeze, isn't it?
Well, then let's shoot the breeze.
Fine. Should we shoot the breeze about that taxi who's clearly just took the wrong way round a roundabout? He's going to come off this way anyway. So, yes.
We saw ducklings.
We saw ducklings.
And Kev was mean.
How was it mean?
So we were over this bridge and I could see down below in this little stream ducklings, and I was like, there's a duckling, and it was in the water paddling away, and I was like, 2 ducklings, because there was another one in the mud, and then I saw a third, I was like, 3 ducklings, and he was like, yeah, alright, come on now, and like dragged me away, and I was like, what's the rush? And he was like, there are other people. Now this bridge was the full on width of a road, like an actual road, like a two lane road, I was like, what do you mean they're a bit like the size of this? They can just go round.
A.
I was counting the ducklings.
A, as in the letter A. A, I did not drag you anywhere. I said, come on, Beck. As in, like, there's a pandemic.
I'm
you shouldn't
fairly
just
sure you had my hand.
you shouldn't loiter. I didn't have your hand.
You did.
That's, you know what, you've added that in your memory like some weird little girl.
Why are you referring to me as a little girl? That's even weirder.
I know, yeah, I wish I'd never done that.
Yeah, so you should.
Yeah, but there was ducklings, wasn't there? There was also, we seen goslings.
Yeah, we saw goslings. And we saw, what's the name of the black ones with the orange beak?
I don't know, it begins with an M.
Is it a moorhen?
It is a moorhen, well done.
We saw little baby ones then, they were tiny.
Oh, they're tiny, just a little flash of orange beak, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they've got a carrot stuck in like a lump of coal. They're very cute.
Very cute.
And we saw baby swans, and they are ugly ducklings. Or as Becca said when she's seen them, oh, look at them all dishevelled and not knowing what they are.
They were all like fluffy.
They were all fluffy, yeah.
Yeah, they were cute.
Fluffy and
grey.
grey. And we saw a squirrel, yeah.
And I saw a mouse.
You did saw a mouse, because it was like a Dr. Dolittle tour with you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fun. We're always on the lookout.
I'm always on the lookout for animals. And there was like people, you know, because I mean, I'm a musician myself, as we know, but I get weirded out when people say a public space, sunny weather, I'm going to take my guitar and sing at people, and they do it. It weirds me out. Some guy took an amplifier and he was nice.
You said you liked that first
I did.
one.
Hold on. The fellow who was playing classical music, that was nice because everyone was just sat in the sun. A little bit of classical guitar recital. That was very nice. And it was nice, the guy just being very quiet and all that. But then someone had like a PA system and this like reggae coming out of it. And a microphone.
Very loud, that wasn't it?
He had a microphone and he just kept saying things like, ganja! And like, you know, that's all he was doing. Come on!
I mean,
ganja!
It was really loud. It was really loud. But that said, it's such a big space. Like
you could easily get away from it.
In it. Yeah, it's just. I think it's things like that when we can all just learn a bit of tolerance. Like,
I agree, but at the same time, if I'd went, this is a perfect spot, and sat down, opened our picnic, and as we stood there trying to fend off Yogi Bear, you'd heard, ganja!
Yeah, that's it. Like, obviously, the sensible thing to do there, if you don't like it, is not go and sit near him. But the difficult thing is, if that comes and sits near you, it's like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the first to say, it doesn't matter what anyone's doing. I don't care if they're spanking their nan with a rubber bat in a park. If you go and stand by them when they're doing it, you have no right to be offended because you've sourced them out. Definitely. Whereas if you're standing there, sitting there, like eating an ice cream or maybe a Twix or something like that, or a can of Diet Coke, cherry flavour, and you're there, smack, and you turn around and someone's spanking the nan behind your head, and you went there a minute ago, then you've got every right to say, do you mind, sir? My wife's eyes are not to see your nan being spanked.
Why are you so obsessed with this non-spanking?
I don't know. And also, I've just referred to you as my wife, and you didn't say a thing. And that's how marriage happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we're married.
How marriage happens.
You were fuming, wasn't it? Because me...
I wasn't fuming. I thought it was funny.
My sister-in-law, my actual real-life sister-in-law, my brother's wife, got...
and your brother?
Oh, and my brother, yeah, and their daughter, my niece.
Yeah, so your brother and his wife?
Their family.
Yeah.
Got Becca a birthday card with sister-in-law on it.
Yeah, very blessed his sister-in-law. I was like, oh, they've promoted me.
Yeah, Becca didn't know what to do, really. Because it was a very nice gesture, but, I mean, we're
not
not married.
There's nothing to do about it.
You nearly jumped out the window.
Well, I guess I better marry you then.
I think we're that awkward that I think rather than say, do you realise we're not married, it might be best if we just get married and never explain to them. Police van outside a block of flats here.
Damn.
Hopefully it's to get them dickheads who were 4 a.m. yesterday on their balcony going,
oh, really?
yeah lad, oh my god, did you see when I done that thing which was that good? They were just so annoying. You well away, I came to bed at like midnight and you were fast asleep with your mask on that I made. Made you a mask, didn't I?
Yeah, to put that mask. Eye mask to keep the light out.
A hand-sewn Bekah and I mask, and she's told me time and time again. She literally just stops conversation and goes, can I just say how good that eye mask is?
It really is. It really is. You know, like a tiny thing that just improves the quality of your life so much.
Or my penis.
So much better. Exactly that. I sleep so much better. We had an ice cream on the park.
You got me an ice cream, a tub of ice cream, no less.
You're so suggestible because we're in the queue and I said to Kev, what do you want? First of all, he was dead weird about it.
I wasn't weird about it.
He said a 99 but with no flake, and I said okay. And then he went.
Actually, that's called a cornet.
A cornet, and I was like, what? A cornetto? And he was
I said,
like, no,
a cornet.
without a flake, and I was like, why not just say a 99er? And he was like, because that's with the flake. I was like, oh, would you just order?
But then you said, do you mean a cone? And it makes me think that you've never heard of a single cornet. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, but is that not what you call like just an ice cream? You know, if you just got an ice cream cone with ice cream in it, is that just not a cornet?
So you just said ice cream cone, is it not just an ice cream cone?
No, because it's too many words. You just say cornet. I'll have a cornet.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that.
Well, now I've said it so many times, I forgot what it means, so now I'm not convinced. Cornet, cornet.
But then, after all of this palaver, he said, what are you getting? I said, I'm just going to get ice cream in a tub because I don't really like the cones.
Cornet.
And he said, oh, get me a cone.
Cornet.
No, I'll have a tub. And I was like, I said, but you like the cone, you like to eat the cone? He was like, no, I just want a tub. And you only got a tub because I was getting a tub. You're terrible for that. If I just said, I'll have a strawberry split, you'd have got a strawberry split.
I would have, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, definitely not on lolly ice. And then get into this. Cornet, 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 cornet. Because if I say it too many times, I'll absolutely forget what it is. Like, what is a cornet now? Seriously? Is it just a corner with a T on it? Cornet? Yeah. Cornet? Cornet?
And then the guy laughed at me because Kev only wanted strawberry sauce on his, or red sauce. But I wanted all the sauces. And the guy was like, so you got, like, lime, bubblegum, strawberry. You want all of them? And I was like, yeah.
And then he said the same as sherbet, didn't he? Sherbet.
I do like the sherbet.
Lemon sherbet.
To be honest, I only got the ice cream because there was sherbet there. Like, I only get screwballs when there's sherbet.
Yeah.
I don't, I would have got something else if there's not the sherbet.
And this podcast is brought to you by The Summer. Okay, guys, we are going to sign off now because we've just pulled into the car park. We're about to go and record a Patreon. If you'd like to hear that, you need to go over to patreon.com/we need to talk about ghosts. Don't forget, if you want to hear my album, out today, currently 9 now. It's dropped a place in the charts, still top 10. The link's in the show notes. In the meantime, and in between time, we'll be back on Friday to deliver the goods. Teddy, bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Very interesting Big Ben-esque noise you made there. Bong, bing. Okay, I need to stop this now. Bloody new recording. I do.